little outside the buy box, Walter. First thing I'm going to ask you is why are we analyzing it? Why are we looking at it? What's got your interest on these 300 units?
Well, we made the commitment to kind of expand out and start looking at some single asset opportunities. And this one, has come to market. And when a deal makes this much sense, and we have the ability to capitalize it and make money for not only the investment team but for our investors, why not jump on it?
Okay.
This is a great, very high end asset. I will tell you this: I can't give a lot of specifics because we are under a very strict NDA. But we're going to cover some generalizations. We normally go into a little bit more detail than we're going to on this opportunity, but I'll definitely give you a good flavor for what we're looking at. It is a complex. It is over 300 units. It is in that wonderful Sarasota-Bradenton MSA. I love the area. Siesta Key just got voted #1 beach in the USA again for 2021. So it's a stone's throw from where the property is. Very appealing mix of properties that we're looking at here. It's a mix of 1, 2, and 3 bedroom units. They're all about 900 square feet. 42-acre tropical tract. I mean, it's everything that screams Southern Florida. Beautiful, beautiful location. Each unit very upscale, washer dryer connection, stainless steel appliance packages, granite countertops, all high-end fixtures throughout the complex. Also features a resort style pool, paved walking trails, a big private lake, nice spa area as well. And then they just added last year a state-of-the-art fitness center. And additionally, just being in that Sarasota market, you're going to have access to the schools. You're going to have access to the employers, all types of retailers, all types of restaurants. And as we said, access to the premium beaches that are within easily 25-minute drive of the property itself. And this is why this is one of my favorite areas in the Gulf Coast region. It's one of the top residential communities in the country as well. This property was built back in 2008. All of the units and the entire complex received a massive CapEx improvement in 2018. So, all those appliances, all the HVAC units, everything's been changed out in this building. So, really, as far as functionality, this building was built in 2018. The project acquisition, we're looking at a little over $42 million for this project. So it's a big dollar investment. What was interesting, Dave, when I dove into the finances on this thing and we really started pulling apart the numbers, very quickly it became obvious why this community is kind of struggling for the current ownership. You have an investment group that owns it. You have a management group that manages it. And I don't think that the investment group takes a very close look at what the management group's doing, because
you got to be doing this, right?
Absolutely. You got to be talking. I mean, they're at a 48% expense to income ratio, which on this size of a project, every percent is a lot of money. A very thorough analysis reviewed that the management is massively overstaffed. We've seen that before. Management salaries are nearly twice the national average. So, there needs to be some adjustments there. Additionally, when I started looking at the contract services, they have full on-site maintenance, yet they are contracting out a lot of the maintenance that can be done by their on-site maintenance personnel. So
we call that double dipping.
It is. So we feel that we can reduce the expense there by 40 to 50% with regards to the utilizing that on-site maintenance and getting away and reducing that contract servicing. We're going to put our professional management team in. They're going to go and do exactly what they're trained to do. They're going to help us reposition this property. They're going to help us bring our expenses down and improve our tenancy. There's an opportunity to capture increased rental income, since the only comparable property in the area within a 5-mile radius that has this level of finish, has rents that are $100 to $150 per unit higher. So we don't have a lot of competition. We have nothing slated, and I just went over these numbers, nothing slated for new construction, no permits being pulled. So there's nothing coming to that specific area. So we have kind of a unique situation, whereas there's a lot of money sitting on the table that we could go out and capture just by putting management in place, reducing the expenses, and then increasing those rents slightly. That's going to lead to a pretty dramatic increase in NOI, and that's definitely going to enhance our valuation and improve our cash flow on this one. So the numbers, very conservatively targeted returns here, cash on cash, 12.25%. It's giving us an internal rate of return of 22.08, an equity multiple of 1.8. And when I did the underwriting, I underwrote this based on a 36 to 48 month hold. So that's going to be, yeah. So that's going to be this, so we're looking at this not as a fund asset necessarily, but as another asset that we bring to market for our investors.
Awesome. A couple of questions for you. How's the occupancy?
Occupancy right now is at 90%.
Okay, so there's 10% in free real estate, massive opportunity there.
Massive
decrease expenses. Something that I want to highlight for folks that are as much trying to learn the business as they are be a passive investor with us. What Walter kind of brushed over that I just want to highlight and make sure you all took down was the fact that part of our underwriting, part of his process, if you will, and some investors, some GPs, general partners don't always do this, was to make sure that what's out there to compete with my asset. Not only, he said there was one other complex with a rental, 100, 150 a unit more. So that gives us an opportunity to upgrade. But then he touched on something very important, which was we also do our due diligence into what's out there for new construction to potentially compete with this over that 4-year period of time. And then to go the extra mile is to then go and look and see what permits had been pulled, if any. So we see that there are no permits being pulled for future construction to compete with this at this moment in time. There is no new construction being built to compete with this at this moment in time. And then the only other competitor for this kind of an asset is already above on their rent. So we've got a massive, massive opportunity to take this thing down. And with, look, 300 doors, let's be honest, it's not, it's not a walk in the park. It takes some work, but we can reposition this. What's the repositioning on this? 8, 10, 12 months, would you say, Walter?
Yeah, to get it exactly where we want to go. Luckily, we're not going in. All the heavy lifting was done on this one.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
We're walking into a complex that functionally is 3 years old. It has been undermanaged. There's massive opportunity in the expense profile to really start shaving things down to where they should be. So there's upscale potential in the rental income. You add to that, with our management team, we're not going to be at 90%. Let's face it.
Right. Right.
Our tolerance is that 3 to 5. Yeah. But there's nothing but upside. So to answer your question, that's why we're looking at this. That's why we're looking at this. No, the potential's there.
Good stuff. So this is based on that return profile. This is a core plus, core in the sense that it's still cash flowing, plus in the sense that we can reposition it. So let's delve into that. Let's delve into